All right, mic check.
Mike.
Oh, God. Sorry.
All right, that's staying in for sure.
Mic check.
Yeah, it looks like we're all good.
Mic check.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
I
talking
mean,
like...
that was super quiet.
Oh, that's just my voice.
Okay, that was better.
Okay, good. I'll speak from my diaphragm.
Now, see, that was quiet again.
That's all I got. That's all I got going for me.
All right, I guess we're good.
I mean, it doesn't... She doesn't have anything important.
That feels really
anyway,
good.
so-
That feels really good.
Yeah.
That feels very good to my esteem.
So, are you ready to go? You got it all
You know, as much as the average
there?
show. It's
Yeah.
here. Let me just get off
The
of Reddit
average
real
show?
quick.
Oh, that's what we should have called ourselves.
The average Joes. Why?
All right. Closed out of everything? Gross.
You know,
Well, I hope so.
I'll just leave this
sitting right
tab
next to
open
it.
for once we leave. I don't want to lose it.
It's got some condensation on it.
Unrelated.
I'll just put it down there next to all the electrical stuff. That'll be good.
Man, I didn't know I was supposed to bring a computer.
Oh, yeah. Do you not have one?
I've got my phone. I can just look at.
We got an iPad, but I can't vouch for the messages that are going to pop up.
I'm gonna have to pass on that.
Yeah, we're here. Should we introduce ourselves again?
Of course.
Or do you think people still remember from last time?
Well, we do have new people here.
That's true. And also, last time hasn't been uploaded yet either.
Oh, right.
So
I messaged him like, hey, so, what's going on? Like, when can I start hearing myself? He's like,
No, I feel that I started a podcast with a couple of friends from high school. We've recorded one episode. The second episode we were supposed to record before I left for a month. We didn't.
Yep.
And now I'm back from that month, and the first episode still isn't out anywhere, so.
Perfection
No harm,
takes
right?
time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should have a backlog.
I'm still editing the Channel 3 episode from the other night.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of it now. I haven't cut anything out. It's all still there.
Yikes.
I'm gonna
Yikes.
cut something out.
Yikes.
Something Spider-Man related.
I don't think I want to know.
I had a couple of beers. I'll just leave it at that.
It was like the beer, it was just so late. I was tired. I was so tired.
I feel like everyone missed the point of my rant. It got hung up on a certain aspect of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
We won't get into it.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah. I'm Tanner. This is my house, and there's people in it. Like
I'm Norm.
we do,
And this is my laptop that I have that you guys can't see.
that is in my house.
I'm Emily, and I was not told to bring a laptop, so I've got nothing. But a lot of spirit.
How are you going to research and take notes? I don't know. We have a
It's 2019.
speaker.
I have a phone in my hand.
Kids today.
Kids today and their technology and their advanced society.
Back
whatever.
in my day, I had to play tic-tac-toe on my Merlin. That's a real thing.
I don't know what that is.
My mom actually bought one because she had one when she was younger. But it's 9 buttons, and it has several programs that can run with these 9 buttons. The only one I knew how to do was tic-tac-toe. And it was like solid versus flashing because the buttons only had circles.
Okay.
I wasn't any good.
A tic-tac-toe?
I've learned since
it takes
then.
some
Okay.
skill. It does take some skill.
No, it doesn't.
It takes strategy.
There's a surefire way to win every time.
Yeah,
There's a
and then it
surefire way to
starts
not
becoming
lose
fun.
every time.
Oh, right, because you
Yeah.
can always yeah.
Otherwise, the plot of that movie wouldn't have made any sense, and I can't remember what the movie's called, so I'm just going to not bring it up anymore. War Games.
What?
I remembered.
What
War
are you-
Games. Did you not
I
see
got
War
nothing.
Games?
No.
That's a no from
Where
me.
even were you before we were both alive?
Not watching movies about tic-tac-toe?
So it's a okay. It's a movie about this kid, played by, I want to say it was
Adam Sandler.
Inspector Gadget, that guy, Matthew Broderick.
Oh, yeah.
You know he's in other things.
Yeah, okay, Ferris Bueller. There's the two things. And War Games. So
that's 3.
He's this kid, and he has the internet, but it's, the original internet where you have to put the phone on the thing and dial it in. He has a computer, and he's always playing games on it. And he dials into the internet, and he accidentally dials into, like, the ARPANET, which is, like, the defense grid.
Yeah.
And it's like, the first thing his computer says when he wakes it up is, do you want to play a game? And so it does that. It's all robotic. It's like a real classic thing. A lot of people use it as their ringtone. And he does that, and then it's like, it goes through the options, and one of them's thermonuclear warfare. And he's like, yeah, sure. And he hits enter, and the defense grid's like, tight. Thermonuclear warfare it is. And so all the nukes start targeting and stuff, and, the government breaks into his house, and they're like, what'd you do? He's like, I have no idea. And so they take him to the government mainframe computer, and they're like, fix it. And he's like, okay. And so he sits down and makes the computer play tic-tac-toe against itself until it explodes. Because it can't beat itself.
This is definitely, was
what
it
year
just
was
90s?
This? Yeah.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Right around then.
I
you can tell by things like ARPANET and mainframe.
Yeah. And just the fact that you just casually just log into the...
by accident. Like you dial 911 and put it on the internet receiver. And you're just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I never had to do that.
I didn't either. How old do you think I am?
I'm just saying, like...
We did have dial-up until I was very old, but still.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just...
grew up in the country. I remember going to the store. Guitar Hero had just come out.
How much was
we
how
bought
much
our
was a gallon
first
of milk?
wireless router. A gallon of milk? I don't know. It's one banana. What can it cost? $10?
I had this conversation with Emily recently, and she was asking me about like money.
I remember doubloons. You remember doubloons? That was a great currency. Everything was more stable.
And she asked me
this conversation. I'm nervous.
She asked me something about pounds, and I was like, "Yeah, it's like 35 rocks."
Oh yeah, that
right?
was
Because like that's
no, you said 16 rocks. I don't know why I remember
rocks.
that.
I thought
part
it was
of the
16
conversation,
stone.
16. No.
Well, no, you convert.
No, that's weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but you convert the stones into pounds, and that's how much money you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Which is also worth more than dollars, just so you know. $1 is about 1.5 pounds.
Rocks are worth more than dollars, I believe
right now
that.
it's way less because of all the...
Did it go down?
Oh,
I should have converted my money.
Yeah.
Is that a business?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, for sure.
Just like converting your money?
It's like
have
the
you not
stock
seen
market,
Take Me Home Tonight?
Crazier. That's going to be a no from me.
That's going to be a no from me.
Oh, you're killing me. It's on Hulu.
How much is a gallon of milk back in your days?
It's not even old. It's 2016, I think, when that came out. It's Topher Grace, and it's the 80s. And he's in love with this girl from high school, and he graduated from MIT, but then he went back to work at the video store in his hometown because he didn't want to be an engineer or anything. And then he sees that girl, and they're like, oh, we're all having a party at the popular football guy's house from high school. Remember him? He's engaged to your sister. And I
would say that's a yes, then.
Yeah. And so they all go to this guy's house. He's Chris Pratt. And he throws this party, and it ends up like breaking up his sister and him, But then that girl works for an investment company, so he tells her he works for Goldman Sachs, and he has to make up on the spot what he does. And he goes through a whole transaction of like Mr. Yen, who takes his American dollars, converts them to yen because they're, lower, and then converts his yen to rubles, and then converts his rubles back to American dollars by the end of the day, and he's got like a 10% increase.
Huh.
That's a whole thing.
That doesn't sound very like...
You should watch that movie. It's pretty good.
See, there's like...
And this is Emily.
I already said my name, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Emily, do you want to... Oh, right, because she said that she brought nothing.
That's right. I remember now.
Yeah, because I was going to say the same thing. But no, there's like a golden era of when I've seen movies. It was 1987. It's Princess Bride. That's all.
She only well, besides Princess Bride, she only watches bad movies.
That's a fact.
I like the occasional bad movie.
Nah, man. That's what I got.
Ask her if she's seen
Mega
anything
Croc
that's
versus Gatorsaurus.
Yeah.
More
that
like,
was a good one.
Like The Room.
Hey, I'm thinking of Cube. That's a totally different movie. I liked Cube. I didn't care for The Room.
I think that's the point, right? You're not supposed to care for it.
Well, no one cared for Cube either.
I did.
I'll have to look.
Yeah,
into that
did
one.
people like that? Did
I
I
don't know.
misunderstand
I
what
don't
that
know.
movie was about?
No, I mean, it's probably terrible,
one
but
either.
like, I don't know.
What? It's like a bunch of people end up in a... This is Welcome to the Movie Recap Podcast. A bunch of people end up in like a 20 by 20 cube, and they're like, how'd we get in here?
Okay.
What?
That's where we get the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, how'd we get in here? What's going on? And then there's like a door on the side, and they open it, and it's another cube, and they figure out they're in this big maze of cubes. And so they have to keep going like up and left and right, and one of the 6 directions a cube goes to try to get out. But then there's like traps in some of them. Like there's one where they throw a shoe through, and it gets just eaten up by razors that pop out of the wall.
You're like, okay,
Stuff
well, I
like
guess we're
that.
not going that way.
And then there's this
That's a
one
good
guy
thing.
who's like probably a super rapist or something. Like he's really creepy, and he's definitely killed people and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then
But
he
who
dies,
hasn't?
and everyone's like all sad because they're like, "Oh yeah, but he's a person too." And it's like,
At that point,
throw him through another trap room, see if it triggers anything. And then they get out of the cube and realize the cube is part of a large cube of cubes.
well, that sounds like
And it's
I need to watch that.
There's a
as
second
soon
one.
As possible.
There's like 3.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
the third. There's a game also.
Wait, if it's not
That'd
called
be fun.
Cube with
There
the
is a
little,
game.
with
I
like
bet it's
a-
cubed.
Yeah,
I
because
bet it is.
otherwise, what's the point?
Hold on, I gotta... Oh, Midnight Ghost Hunt is doing a thing. I get their Discord notifications on my wrist for some reason. Haven't figured out how to turn that off.
We really appreciate you guys showing up to the Tanner Explains Bad Movies podcast.
Next week, we're gonna do Creature. I've already explained it on Channel 3.
Yeah,
but
so
I could real quick if you... Nah, it's fine.
so this week it was actually up to me to find our next topic.
If you don't know what we do, it's a very loose format where we kind of talk about a topic, and one of us has to pick it and research it each week.
Yeah,
Don't be
Is there a
confused.
theme to the
We're not
topic?
directly ripping off of Do Go On. It's just very similar.
Well,
But we had the idea independently at the same time, and we just took 4 years to get into it.
there we go. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I may have messed up, but you know it's fine. We'll
How'd
cross
you
that
mess up?
We'll cross that bridge when we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And if you guys don't call me out on it, we're good.
Okay.
So I was actually research. So last episode that's not uploaded yet. We talked about.
It will be in order when it gets uploaded, though.
Okay.
Like, that'll be the first one.
Okay. Yeah. So last, we talked about, we kind of went into talk about like San Marcos, urban legends.
Yeah.
And I researched that a little bit. And they all suck. So
I believe you.
I mean, at least like, cause
There's not a lot going on here.
There's not. It's like, hey, there's the bridge, right? That's always the thing. And it's always just like, yeah, there's a ghost that plays pranks sometimes. And like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
this
like,
is a
who
college
died?
town.
Is it a
so-
sorority girl that hung herself in one of the bathrooms?
That's
Because that is everywhere. Every single campus ever.
Except for here.
I will say though,
I don't know. I couldn't.
I mean, probably. I bet she was a Zeta.
a friend of ours almost moved into the murder-suicide house this semester.
Which house is that?
There was a murder-suicide back in like last semester.
Yeah, I don't watch the news that often, I guess.
Yeah, it was all over Twitter. I don't know. And Philip almost moved into that house. They didn't know the rent was super cheap, and they were like,
Makes sense.
Well, okay, so what's wrong with it? And they were like, all right, straight up,
We're gonna level
this
with you.
did just happen. It happened like 2 months ago. We replaced the carpets, so
Yeah.
they didn't end up moving in for some reason. But,
I'll take it.
I mean, cheap
I
rent's
would.
cheap
I
rent.
think I would live in the murder house.
Look,
suicide house.
If there's a ghost, I would bet that they'd be cool, you know?
I don't know. They killed someone else and then themselves.
What if that's not the ghost? They finished
Well,
their
then
business.
the other one's real sad.
Is that how that works?
I guess.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I
on
mean,
that.
I guess if you do, kill
I have
yourself,
an allegedly haunted doll who's, apart from, you know,
I noticed it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it.
that's Lester. He's chill. If he
sorry
gets up
if
and
I
does
offended
stuff,
you,
he has the
Lester.
decency to do it when I'm not watching, so.
Oh man, look, all I'm saying is April Fools, right? Just,
I like where it's going.
Yes.
just like April Fools, upload about an hour podcast of silence and then just title it The Lester Show.
Ooh, I like it.
So,
can I just record like a minute of silence and clone it 60 times?
No, it has to be authentic.
I need an hour of room tone, guys.
yeah. Just has to be silent. I don't know.
you gotta start over.
Really so we gotta start. We gotta restart it.
Yeah.
Just me in the background going, "Ow! Stop!"
Is he murdering you or just slightly annoying you?
He's arousing me. Is what he's doing.
We gotta talk about some stuff after this, man.
What are you gonna tell me that my shrink hasn't?
Okay, yeah. So I looked in San Marcos and I was like, there's really nothing that really caught my eye, and I kind of went to. I try to stay away from some of the bigger states: California, New York, Texas.
New York isn't that big.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
They have a thing.
West Virginia Mothman.
The Jersey Devil.
Jersey Devil. There's a lot. I know.
Do we
watch season 5 of X-Files? It covers all these.
Or just be like me and just know it.
I only know that because I'm in the middle of season 5 of X-Files, and I have recently seen all of these.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I'm just a weird kid.
I get that.
Well, so I like, because I was talking to Jocelyn, I was like trying to figure a topic. She was like, just watch, Unsolved Forensic Files or something like that. I'm like, I'm not, no.
Unsolved Forensic Files.
Yep, that's the thing.
That's
just watch
are
that.
You
just copy
a
this.
Bugara or are you a Shaniac? Where'd you land on that?
I gotta say, I like them both. I'm on Team Bugara, but I love Shane. No. Shane's like he's my favorite of the two. I'm a Shaniac, but I'm also a believer, so it's like
I have no idea what's going on here.
That's probably for the best.
It's from Unsolved.
I have one of their shirts. It says, "Hey, they're demons. It's me, ya boy."
Oh yeah.
That's the best quote from the show.
I only
and that's from
watched
like the
that
first
episode.
season, so it's just like it starts off strong.
And
it doesn't get bad or anything. It's just,
someone made booty shorts that have just, how they do the black screen with the blue and yellow text? They have a whole panel of the text down it. And it's like wheezes.
Yeah, I got one of their hats because freshman year, I thought that's what would make me cool. It's not. But,
hey.
On the front, it says BuzzFeed Unsolved. On the back, it says Wheeze. And I still think it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
I just found it again.
I guess you'd have to watch the show, Norman, to really
I've
get
seen
it.
the first episode.
That's the wrong guy. They had the bad host then.
They do one.
No, sorry, not the first episode. The one where it's like, it's your boy. I watched that episode.
Yeah. They do one in Denton.
Yeah, they do. They do
Goatman Bridge.
Goatman's Bridge.
Which is now Shane's
This is my bridge now.
Yeah.
Children will come here and tell tales of me. They'll study science and reason.
I'm just going to pretend, this is something that happened, and you guys aren't just making
here's the thing about that. I'm out of outlets.
Okay. It's fine. No, that's fine.
No, there's one, behind you if you can reach it. You can sit here.
I was going to do this, very stealthily so we didn't have to talk about it during the podcast, but it's cool.
Look, we've already burned 18 minutes of
quality
nonsense.
Content.
I wasn't joking. I saw you check the time just then.
What's that?
18 minutes.
But no, so what I went ahead and decided to do was actually did Out of the Country because I think it's a little more interesting.
Okay.
Right? Because we as a married, we've heard everything under the sun. But
especially if you're a weird kid like me. Continue. Sorry.
Okay, well, weird kid. Let's see if you've heard about this one.
Sit on the couch if you want to, or you can just...
I would prefer you stand and pace. I think that would be... I need
Let's
you to
get you
explain
a
it like a
podium.
professor. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Behind the couch.
Professor Norman.
So...
Mr. Scott?
What age... I know we briefly talked this off the podcast, but what age do you hold someone accountable for the rest of their lives?
I would say... life starts at the moment of conception. So
okay.
No, I don't even want to. I don't even want to get into that.
No.
That's a whole other thing.
Clarify some crimes that that can be committed at such a tender age.
Anyway, I think it depends on the situation. Like, if you pull someone's hair on the playground, like, you gotta learn that you can't do that.
Right.
At 5.
Right.
You should also learn that you can't murder anybody at 5.
That's also a pretty good one, but at the same time, like, you don't know how valuable life is. Like, I'm not saying that you should murder at 5 years old.
No, you...
Emily justifying murder at 5.
I think you learn how valuable life is on, like, a downward scale as you get older. Like, you turn 18 and you're like, yeah, this is still kind of important. And by the time you're in your 60s, you're like, eh, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay.
You know? I don't need a seatbelt today.
I think I'm gonna get killed in this tussle over here.
We'll see.
Oh, just... Yeah, they do that.
Tussle. So actually, the reason I bring this up is Kobe, Japan.
I love that restaurant.
Excellent steaks.
This is totally off topic, but I looked up Kobe's hours, and I don't know why, but it pulled up the menu for a restaurant in Kobe, Japan, and I was like, I don't think I can afford 300,000 yen for dinner tonight.
Well, then
Isn't that like $12?
Yeah. Well, no. I don't know. It was a lot.
Chinese currency?
Well, then you convert it to American, then you convert it to
that's
pound.
Japan.
Oh, we gotta go to rubles. Don't forget rubles. Or rupees? I can't remember.
So have you guys heard of the Seito? Have you heard of Seito? I'm gonna butcher this 100%.
Let's hear it.
Seito
You got it, buddy.
Sakakibara.
No.
Okay,
I'm gonna need a spelling of that for the title, though.
Can you use it in a
I'll
sentence,
send that to
please?
you for my AOL account.
Okay.
So, in May 1997,
Okay.
a young boy's head was discovered sawed off on
That's
the
an
grate
oof.
of the school.
Sawed?
Yeah, it was sawed off. His head was sawed off.
All right, you said that enough times that now I feel like I'm listening to Ice Cube tell me this story.
I don't know what that means, but it's funny.
I don't know. He brings them up in every song.
Oh.
Or what? Maybe like Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Is that a more?
Okay,
is that a better reference?
Get the sawed off and yeah. The shotty.
Yes,
I can play at least
I get
one
these
song.
references.
Well, his head was discovered. It was sawed off on a gate of the school, and there was actually a message taunting the police. The message was stuffed inside the 11-year-old's mouth, written in red pen and signed Damn it. Sakakibara.
That's a weird pronunciation.
Did you not think about the fact that you'd have to say this a few times?
I was interested, man. Look, here's the thing, right? Because when I say it in my head, I'm like, I'm basically fluent.
Well, you could have looked up how to look it up too, or you looked up how to say it.
It's just so I can just give me 2 attempts.
Okay.
First attempt, I'm gonna butcher it. Second attempt, nail it.
But is it 2 attempts every single time?
Yes.
Okay. From now on,
Sakakibara. There we go.
Okay.
I'm getting
There
better
it is, number
with time.
2. Killing it.
Sakakibara. So,
man, serial killers like to
Wait, what did the
do
note
that.
say?
ooh, I'm glad you brought that up. So the note actually said, stuffed inside this 11-year-old's mouth. This is the beginning of the game. Try to stop me if you can, you stupid police. I desperately want to see people die. It is a thrill for me to commit murder. A bloody judgment is needed for my years of great bitterness.
Man.
That's rough.
In my head, I pictured that super racist, though. Because I was doing the
Please
note.
explain yourself.
I was doing the note, and I was doing it like Jack the Ripper style, and then I was like, wait, this is in
sure.
Japan. And then it turned into like a Mel Brooks-esque kind of...
I just remembered I have somewhere to be.
I mean, one thing I will say about the
You remember
note,
that time John Wayne was Genghis Khan?
I do, unfortunately.
It was kind of like that in my head.
What a throwback there.
Oh, wow. I don't actually remember it, but...
I just
Wait,
think
can you go over that movie real quick?
Yes. He was Genghis Khan.
Oh.
And I assume he said pilgrims in there somewhere, but I can't verify.
I feel like that's in his contract. Like every movie, he has to say pilgrims.
Whoa there, pilgrims. This is Mongol.
So that was the letter. On June 6th, the letter was sent to. So that was the letter that was in the mouth. And then on June 6th, a letter was sent to the newspaper in which Sakakibara claimed responsibility for the slaying and decapitation of the child. And he threatened that more killings would follow. The second letter was actually delivered in a brown envelope postmarked June 3rd. It had no return address or name. Enclosed,
that's pretty smart.
Exactly. And enclosed was a 3-page, 114 word letter. 1,400 word letter.
That's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Was written in red ink also, which included a 6-character name that can be pronounced as Sakakibara Seito. The same characters, which mean alcohol, devil, rose, saint, and fight, were used in the first message that was inserted into the boy's mouth. So and a lot of the information wasn't actually made public, like as far as like the characters.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, this is the guy.
Japan probably like does that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they're smart about it instead of just
nothing to
going
see
like,
here.
look we got this crazy thing going on. Whoa.
We don't have to get started on the American news cycle
Example
and all that
1,
stuff.
the
See, it was
Zodiac.
fine before we got into a 24-hour news cycle and the outlets
Well,
needed
even
something
then,
to
like with the
cover at all
Zodiac,
times.
it was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
Like,
So the second letter actually it began with the phrase, "Now it's the beginning of the game." The letter stated that I am putting my life at stake for the sake of this game. If I'm caught, I'll probably be hung. Police should be angry and more tenacious in pursuing me. It's only when I kill that I am liberated from the constant hatred that I suffer, and that I am able to attain peace. It is only when I give pain to people that I can ease my own pain. And the letter also lashed out against the Japanese education system, calling it compulsory education, which for me, an invisible person. So this guy's little mad.
I would say, not great.
Not great.
Not doing well.
Look, here's my thing. If serial killing is what you have to do, fight a grown-up at least. That's not fair.
Go to an old folks home. Like,
well, no.
they don't have much time
I'm not
anyway.
saying grown-ups have, lived their life. I'm just saying fight someone your own size.
All right.
Okay, so you're
11-year-old kid. He's not going to win that.
I definitely, that's no good.
So in the initial panic, the Japanese media misreported the name as Onibara, which means Demon's Rose. Though the killer insisted it was as he gave it, he was actually infuriated by the mix-up. Sakakibara later wrote in the station, "From now on, if you misread my name or spoil my mood, I will kill 3 vegetables a week. If you think I can only kill children, you are greatly mistaken. I hope you understand that vegetables, he means people."
That's,
Right. Okay, but like, is he talking about like brain dead people, or just like that's just how he refers to
He's
people?
just referring to people as vegetables.
I guess that would make it easier, dehumanizing your victims.
Yeah.
You don't feel the guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I've made a salad. Am I a serial
Can't
killer?
say the same.
Okay, so I mean, is there lettuce in that salad or fingers?
I mean,
That is a good question. That is an important question. Your hesitations have a lot.
Fingers really go better on a burger. I don't want that on a salad.
Okay.
Is this I'm actually just not going to upload these and just murder you guys after the third podcast?
No, why wouldn't I do both? Come on! Clearly, it's all about an image thing.
Yeah, he would get a lot more
So,
coverage.
Produce my... Yep, we're not getting a lot to coverage.
we're getting there.
Hey, PR stunt's a PR
we haven't
stunt,
uploaded
you know?
anything
But we're
yet.
getting there.
That's true.
Yeah. Gotta make some business cards. Like 3.
Listen to this. Pass it to someone else.
So you said fight somebody his own age. So
Yeah.
a 14-year-old junior high school student was arrested as a suspect in the murder on June 28th, shortly after the arrest. So when it comes to like children or people, minors, the way, Japan can't they can't just give the kid's name out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
in
it all
theory,
private.
in America's the same. But
Right. So they refer to like these killers as like boy A or like girl A.
Right? Let's be real. It's probably very rarely girl A.
So that was actually
I'm
my
here to break
initial,
the mold.
but I'll save that.
Okay,
I'll save
okay.
that one
That's
for later.
the
A
best.
little sizzle on
A
that.
little sizzle on that. But yeah, so shortly after he was arrested, boy A also confessed to the murder of 10-year-old Ayaka. I'm not going to pronounce that, on March 16th, as well as assaulting 3 other girls on and around that same date.
How old?
So he was like, "No, that wasn't me," but
No, he was like, yeah, that was me. Also,
in case you were
oh wait, I
wondering.
thought the kid was 11.
so
the killed kid was 11.
the head was 11.
Okay.
I don't like the way you said that, but yeah, it's correct.
Man, is this Madonna?
No, the initial.
All the parts of her are different ages. Get it?
I
Okay, you were saying Norman?
thought it was funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, so the initial person, the initial kid that was dead was 11.
Right.
And then,
So, but is the 10-year-old a different kid or the same kid?
he murdered another one. So he was like, yeah,
Okay.
I did that, but hey, you know this other one you guys thought was unconnected? Yeah, that was me though.
Wait, so how old was the potential murderer?
14.
Okay,
We
and then he
really
killed an
should
11
have
and
been
10
taking notes. That was a joke.
No.
but-
I got it.
Yeah, he was actually 14.
Whiteboard.
Well, I'll get some string next
Dude,
time.
if you during one of these podcasts, if you break out a whiteboard and just, that would be,
We just map the whole thing out and make the picture the thumbnail for the
yeah,
podcast.
man. And then somehow we link every single murder
Oh,
with like red, yarn.
yes.
Yeah.
They're all linked to a poor mental health program somewhere.
You're not wrong.
yeah.
But yeah, so he was actually, and this is the person that actually went to jail. So they actually, they took him away. They put him in, whatever, Japan's version of like a mental health.
I thought you were going to say
Probably
whatever
just
their
like a-
version of handcuffs was. And I was going to say it's those ones you get at the
Oh,
fair.
right.
No.
Hold on,
No.
hold on. That is a different country, and also not a thing for real. But
No, we're just gonna have to edit that one out.
moving on.
I'm keeping it. I assume people can take a joke. That's not a safe assumption on the internet.
Oh man. So he was 14. What's interesting though is that, there was some actually, some people don't think he actually did it, because there was kind of some inconsistencies in the actual story.
Yeah.
For example,
He didn't even have thumbs, so he couldn't have.
he had
Sawed
no
off
thumb
the-
because they were trapped in,
Yikes!
that's what
The trick is you got to push them together before you pull them apart. No one ever thinks of that.
No one ever thinks about that. So the kid was actually doing very poorly in school, but the notes and the letters that were written, they were written very well, even using some English in them, which completely contradicts his schooling.
Okay.
He
Another
just
thing,
watched a lot of. Hold on, I was gonna make a joke about like you know how some Americans know Japanese because they watch anime. I was gonna say he just watches a bunch of anime, but
He watches a lot of.
he
King
watches
of
a
the
lot
Hill.
of Seinfeld.
The best anime.
Seinfeld and
Shout
King
out
of the Hill.
Curly. She tried to get me to watch that the other night. And I was just like,
Try to get you to watch what? Seinfeld?
King of the Hill.
You,
I was just like,
you've never watched King of the Hill?
I have watched it.
Oh,
It's just,
I think it's set in my hometown.
I think it's set in
Near there.
mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to back that up with. That's just how everyone in my hometown acts.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard a thing that it was set near where I'm from.
Oh, it's in Arlington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's just down the road. That's not down the road. It's an hour away, but like up there,
Wait,
that's not that
King
far.
of the Hill's in Arlington?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's.
From Arlington.
Did you meet Bobby?
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't this kid.
Okay.
Well, it may or may not, because again, the schooling, the way the wording was way past where his learning level was. And then there's also, the police said that the killer was left-handed, the boy was right. And a couple other facts that I cannot find because
Sounds like this
did
kid
not
just
write them.
wanted attention.
And it could be.
We've all been there.
But one interesting thing is, so this kid actually was, the reason, the Diet, which is what they call, I guess, their branch of government that like dictates laws and things like that.
Yeah.
They, in 2000, because of this case, they actually lowered the criminal responsibility, from 16 to 14 as a result of the murders.
I think that's kind of reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for that kind of crime.
By 14, you know when you're killing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, especially if you're going to cut somebody's head off and stuff a note in there.
Yeah, that's like a lot of, like, that's not just like a, oops, I accidentally stabbed him, but like, which, I don't know how often that happens, but, you know.
I think at that point it's manslaughter.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
So, that happened back in 1997. He was actually released, in 2004. And recently, I actually couldn't find the link. But, he did a couple fucked up things while, released. Number one, he wrote an autobiography. Which is,
look,
killers do
attention.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't profit from crime.
What which the family of the kids that died, they tried to stop.
Yeah.
But actually,
I would think.
But it actually ended up raising to the top of, Japan's bestsellers for quite a while.
Man.
And he actually he signed a copy of his book, wrote a I'm sorry, sticky note on it and sent it to the families.
That's how you know he means it. A nice sticky note.
Ooh,
with a signed copy of his book.
Rough.
So that's where I'm like, you kind of lost me on that one, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, though.
Just because he maybe didn't kill those kids doesn't mean he's not a jerk. That he's not a bad person.
I say we jail everyone until they give us a reason not to. I don't know.
So, I mean, you would go to jail. Didn't think that far ahead, huh?
No. I fixed a kid's toy car today.
Oh, yeah. Let him free, boys.
Oh, yeah. Sweet freedom.
So he did that. He also has a website that went up about 2015. I couldn't find the link. But apparently it's a gallery of him naked.
All right. Let me just Google real quick.
Yo.
Sakakibara.
Naked killers.
Yeah.
Google it.
And just a lot of weird stuff.
End up with all, like, the killers.
Yeah.
On the When They Were Young tour. Just.
Dude, I love me some.
Where is this going?
Mr. Brightside.
Mr. Brightside. I was also thinking about the, what's the other
there.
good one they have?
When You Were Young.
They got so
Somebody
many good
told
ones.
me.
Somebody told me. I love playing that on the
That's
new
a good
Guitar
one.
Hero.
Yeah.
New.
As a white
15.
person, they are one of my favorite bands.
Nice.
So.
I don't know how that's related, but I'm not going to tell you that it isn't.
So the reason I said I messed up is this, it's kind of already solved, but the controversy behind it seems like he just wanted attention. And the killer may or may not still be out there.
It stopped happening though.
Yeah.
Right?
They did stop happening.
There was only that one actual, like, confirmed kill.
There was two.
Okay.
There was the one that actually happened, and then there was
and then he said that there was another one, but
yeah. There was no, from what I looked at, there was no, like, he didn't stuff any notes in there or anything that made it
that linked them.
Yeah, but he's like, hey, that was me. Oh, he also assaulted multiple girls though.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, that's
Which
not
is still
good.
not good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that is good, but
Yeah.
like that just seems like a weird prank.
Yeah,
you know?
he doesn't have an MO at this
Like-
point.
The
I
part
did
of
say
where his
prank.
head gets
I
cut
did
off,
say-
or
I did say prank. I didn't. Anyway, like it's just, like there's the one confirmed thing. The game begins, but then the game
Did
didn't
you
go
mean
anywhere.
Fluke?
fluke.
Seems like a fluke.
Seems like a fluke.
It seems like a fluke would be on accident. And that was very you know, you don't just. Let's say you accidentally kill someone.
I could take
somehow.
a half-court shot and try to make it, and it would
That's
be on
a
purpose,
fluke.
but it would be a fluke because I could never repeat it.
Yeah.
Right, but that seems more like a chance
Welcome
thing.
back to the Webster's Dictionary podcast.
That seems more like a chance thing. Like, it's not a fluke that you killed someone, cut off their head, wrote a note, stuffed it in their mouth. Like, that's at least 4 steps. Oh, and put it on the gate. There's 5. So,
I don't know. I don't think this kid did it.
I
think he did something.
He's not good.
I would highly
not
recommend
well.
just like looking into this a little bit more because there's a really
If
interesting
you can
facts.
find that website,
I'll try to find it because
No, I was talking to the listeners. We're crowdsourcing this now. If you find that website, hit us up on our Discord, at us on Twitter.
I'm like
Please don't at me
90%
on
sure
Twitter. I
it's
don't
probably going to
really
be in
want-
all Japanese. So if you can find the website and also translate it for us.
Google will do that.
You know what?
Oh, that's true.
Like, if
Plus,
it's just naked pictures, though,
nudes
that
are
transcends
in every language.
You're right.
Yeah.
And just by looking at his dong, I can
you
get
can
it.
tell if he's guilty.
Brings
or not.
worlds together.
Yeah.
Well,
I had a series of jokes there that I just
Coward.
opted not to.
I'm gonna say that's for the best.
Who
That's
is
not
that?
my phone.
That's not mine. Where even is yours?
I think it might be.
Did it fall under the couch?
Um,
Is it in the couch?
maybe in the couch. Oh, there it is. That was Ethan.
What?
What is he calling for?
Tell him to come through. We'll redo the whole thing.
I'm not going to say that name again. Sakakibara. Oh.
Let me answer it.
Oh, come on.
Hello.
It'd be funnier.
We're at Tanner's doing a podcast.
Are we leaving this in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'll edit it to make it,
He called me twice in a row, too. That must be serious.
Okay. No. Where are you?
Here.
Where are we right now? Yes.
Oh. Cut that out. Just going to do a little ASMR. Just listen to Marty
Yeah, I'm gonna
real
send
quick.
ASM Marty.
ASM, dude. You need
How
to
have I not done this
ASM
yet?
Marty. That's
Oh,
I
man.
love this.
ASM Marty. ASM with the dog.
You just listen to him licking himself.
Well,
We're back.
I mean, we can try to wrap it up before he gets here. He's going to be lost.
That's true. I mean, that's all I really had. When I was looking through a lot of stuff, there's a bunch of just really screwed up crimes. There's screwed up crimes over here,
yeah.
but it's just something
I'm
different.
gonna hot take. I think that most, if not all, crimes are messed up.
I think there's some, insurance fraud. Who's that hurting?
Messed up.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
I would.
I would download a car.
Did you see
I
there's
would
a
download
company that's
pizza.
working on a fully 3D printed car right now?
Yeah.
I would absolutely download a car.
Yeah.
Print it out at the library.
Would it work? Would it work in Texas? 'Cause
3D
it gets
printing a
real
car?
hot. Yeah, because you know how the
Yeah, that stuff's made for. It has to have an engine.
No, sure. Would it be like a
Or does
3D
it?
printed engine?
Wait a second. How much is this car going to cost?
Too much.
Free. I pay for tuition.
What are you going to... Okay.
Okay, but are there printers big enough to print a car?
Well, you print it in pieces and assemble it.
What about the engine?
That sounds like a lot of work. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a free
Can't print
car.
that.
Print
A
all the parts and put them together.
Yeah, but
engine?
like a combustible
Oh.
help.
Sakakibara.
Internal combustion engine?
Yeah, like that's gonna melt the pieces.
Not if they're tough.
Ford. This podcast was sponsored by Ford. Build Ford tough.
No. Everyone knows Blue Apron is the only sponsor for us, if you're listening. I'm still mad about that email you sent me earlier this week, but...
What was that?
Oh, man. Anyway, yeah.
Okay,
Just gonna ignore Emily's.
that's
Question.
Fine.
We already talked about it on the other podcast.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
I actually had to listen to it again this morning when I was editing. It made me sad.
like your
I'm
story
still
of it,
not
or
gonna- yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not getting into it again. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like no closure on this whatsoever.
Good. It gives you a sense, a slight sense of uneasiness that he's maybe out there still somewhere.
Well,
I
either
assume
way,
he
he's out
can't
there.
buy a
Well, yeah,
plane ticket.
he's out there.
Either way, the killer's out there, even if it was the kid,
Yeah.
because
He can't buy plane tickets, right?
Yeah. Are you put on the no-fly zone if you
I don't know
kill
how
somebody?
it is in Japan.
In Australia, no, in America, you can't come
Did
in.
he forget where
Yep,
we were?
Okay.
Well, it's because the people that did the crime were from Australia.
Okay. Let's go start from
And
the top.
they just did a robbery, and now they can't come back
They did a robbery.
in Colorado.
Am I having a seizure? What are we talking about?
I gotta put Bridget away before Ethan comes.
Okay.
The Dumb and Dumber Bandits. 2 guys from Australia came to America for the summer to ski in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
Wait. I've been to Colorado in the summer. There's not snow.
I went to Colorado in the summer and there was.
Pretty sure. Yeah, you can find snow.
Okay. I guess I'm just in the wrong part of the mountains. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Came to ski. Worked their way up because they were like, whoa, America's tight. You can buy guns and shit here.
That's true.
That is
true. And they worked their way up from using fake IDs to robbing a bank with BB guns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And were immediately caught. They were identified within 7 minutes of leaving the bank.
Well, that's rough.
Because they were the only 2 Australians in town. They did not hide their accent. And their disguise was their ski gear that they had been skiing in and going to the bank in
and tweeting
all summer.
No.
That's quality.
Then they took the money. Wow, you get this is a bonus 2 reports on this episode.
Yeah.
They took the money. They tipped their cab driver $20,000 because they had to get rid of some of it to get on a plane. Tried to get a plane ticket to Mexico, but there weren't any that day. And their escape plan from the bank was they took a lift up the mountain with their ski passes that have their name and so they swiped really on, went up the mountain, and then just skied back down to where they got on. And so they took a cab to Denver. Paid him $20,000, took all the money, went to the airport, still had too much. They tried to buy a Rolex and $5 bills. They said that was awkward.
Can't imagine why.
Went to the bathroom at the airport, took pictures with all the money, and then threw the extra in trash cans and tried to get on a plane. And the police were just waiting on the other side of the gate.
Yeah.
We know it was you. Yeah, so they can't come back to America.
Well, that makes sense. But they came here.
One of them also wrote a book. It's called Bank Robbing for Dummies, I believe.
Is it good?
I haven't read it. I'm sure it's fine. But
did it get to the top of Japan's #1?
I don't think so.
List, so.
Did they send a signed copy of the book to the person that they robbed?
No, but she was very mad about it.
I wouldn't be thrilled.
Anyway, back to the case at hand. Did he do it, though?
I don't know. I mean, he went to jail. He served the time. He was left on.
So wait.
First of all, not enough time.
I have a question. Was he tried as a child and only got 4 years?
He got 15.
Yeah, because
if he got out,
he went in 97 and got out at 04 when he was 21.
Well, again, not enough time, I would say. Because here around these parts, you do murder. You again, I'm not condoning this. This is bad. But if you accidentally hit someone with your car when you're drunk, that's 20 years, potentially. Unless you're rich and white. But
maybe Japan's years are longer over there,
That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't
because he got out in several fewer years. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Still, I'm going to say no.
His 7 years in jail over there is
felt like
50 American years. Okay.
So the killer, he was sent to a special medical reformatory for juvenile offenders on 1997. And then he received psychiatric treatment and counseling. He was transferred to a ordinary reformatory in 2001 to learn more social skills before returning to the medical reformatory in 2002.
I'm glad he learned some social skills. #1, don't kill people.
This is how you don't
wrong.
murder.
Here's how you don't assault people. You put your hands, you put them to your side. The end.
Appreciate that one.
Just imagine the social skills class as a girl comes in and he goes full Donald Trump and they're like, no, bad.
Wrong. Spray him with some water.
Can I get a guide on how not to kill people again?
How to kill people or how not to?
How not to.
Okay, so you see a person, yeah? Step 1.
Yeah.
Step 2, you don't kill them.
Can you upload that to Pornhub?
Yes.
What would I call it? Well, first I got to get my streaming career a little
right.
A little better, and then I'll post them there, and I'll make a lot of thirsty boys mad.
Nice.
Bathwater.
Which is really all I exist to do. Yeah, then I'll sell my bathwater. I see personally nothing wrong with that. Girls gotta hustle.
Yo, there was this comic I saw, and it was like in the future, like 20 years in the future, post-apocalyptic, and like this father and son are like searching for like food and stuff. Oh no! And the kid's like, "Dad, I'm so thirsty." He's like, "No worries, it should be around here." And he lifts open the thing, and it just says bath water. And the kid's like, "Finally, we're saved." And the father just cringes.
How is that not like an item drop in Fallout 76 or something? Just for like a week or two.
Yeah.
With pink
plus 50 rads.
That's good.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So I don't know where I'm landing on it.
I feel like he didn't do it, but the killer didn't have a lot of follow through.
That's true.
Way.
Yeah, and it seemed like he was really gung ho for it. He was like, "Look, man, the game's starting. Y'all
But is that
pissing me
racist?
off."
So how many letters were there?
There was the initial one, and then there were two. One sent, kind of talked a little bit about him. The news mispronounced his name. He got mad and said, "Hey."
So did he just get petty and was like, "Fine, if you're not going to pronounce my name right, I'm not even going to."
Game over.
Maybe.
Game over, man.
Because if
Game
that's
over.
the case, then we should mispronounce every killer's name forever.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Maybe we shouldn't like just.
Well, we shouldn't say their name.
Jeffrey
You're making me mad. I'm not even the killer.
Look, I don't know how to say this one, guys.
Where we fall on this
one
is it may or may not be unsolved.
Yeah, I mean,
was I supposed to bring closure? Is that
no.
Is that what you want?
No, but I don't even have closure in there not being any closure. You know? Like, I don't even have the sense that I'll never know.
Were there other leads?
Were there other leads? I didn't see anything. I mean, it seemed like they were just so sure that it was like an open and shut case.
And how fast did they catch the kid after the first murder?
That's a good question. So the initial killing happened May 27th. He sent his first letter in June, and he was apprehended.
It was in 1997, right?
It was still 1997.
So
it was a few months later.
Months.
Yeah.
There was definitely some months in between.
Serial killers, they sometimes go like a couple months between killings.
Yeah, maybe the kid got arrested and he was like, we'll just...
It's like, this actually, I changed my mind. This game isn't fun. This isn't what I thought it would be. They can't even pronounce my name right.
I'm so upset they mispronounced my name. Yeah, man, I had it here, but I don't see it now. But it was definitely a few months after. So, I don't know. Could have been him.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think the kid actually did it.
Well, there was a lot of saying about he was. There was something I was looking up. It's called. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
So it's called hikikomori syndrome.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
I'm
just
basically
ripped that
fluent.
off.
And it's basically so Japanese students. There's a lot of stress on them as a young age because going into elementary, it pretty much determines whether you're going to have a good life or not. So they're constantly like this. I'm just gonna ignore it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop that podcast. And basically, it's when you kind of start becoming a shut-in, and your social skills just deteriorate.
That's an American word.
Yeah, and
English?
They said he was suffering from that and a bunch of other, and there were signs. Because he was, I forgot to mention this. I don't know why. He was also, the kid was like hurting animals.
See, that's
okay. Well, that's serial killery.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. He definitely did it.
They said that he would line up like frogs on the.
Did he stack them to ask what kind of frogs they were?
I feel like this is a reference.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't get it, but I think I.
I'll show you the post.
Yeah.
In a minute.
And then he would just run over him with his bike. He's
Man, that takes some skill though. Like frogs aren't slow.
How did you like?
What did you like? Put peanut butter on the ground or something?
Does that work?
I don't know.
Have
I've
you
never,
tried that?
I've never tried to catch a frog.
It's very specific.
I don't think
Well,
frogs
then
like
you could put flies in the
peanut
peanut
butter.
butter.
You don't think
Okay.
frogs like peanut butter?
I
Anyway,
bet frogs would eat peanut
I
butter.
think frogs would probably eat peanut butter.
Look, you want
I
to go
don't know.
frog
Well,
catching after
because-
this?
Yeah, do you want to line them up later?
Well, no. Here's
don't
my
have a
thing.
bike.
Peanut butter gets stuck to your mouth pretty easily. Their tongues are sticky. I just feel like they would stick out their tongues to get the peanut butter, and that would just be it for them. They're
Yeah.
just stuck there.
Well, that's how we got them.
Okay.
No.
All
Those
right,
are the only
that
chill
was
frogs I
pretty
can
funny.
find.
That was pretty funny. I stacked them. Sorry.
All right, now let's back up so I can make the joke again. Can you set me up, and then I'll just go ahead.
Remember?
I don't remember
so
either.
the kid would he would take these frogs and like
Would he stack them?
Oh, that's better than what you said before.
Yeah. That landed. I like that. Anyway,
I appreciate
Better
the
when we all
pity
know,
laugh.
what's going
Well,
on.
now
just weird.
that's why we. Okay, it's fine.
I feel like we've all grown.
just stop talking.
I should.
No, I
No,
said you
that's
did.
like
Oh,
not
I
what
did.
we.
Oh, I see.
We can't stop talking. That's
This is an audio
bad
thing.
for content.
Yeah. Well,
Next time I'll just
that's,
start
that's what
singing.
editing's for, right?
Oh yeah, I cut out all the spaces. This has been 4 hours for us.
Yeah.
There was one point where we all just went to get different dinners.
There was
Popeyes doesn't have those chicken sandwiches, so we didn't really win.
Yeah, I hear.
He's here.
special guest Ethan.
Ethan here to catch the end of it.
Children dying.
Children dying, getting their heads cut off, and notes stuck
Yeah.
in their mouth. It's potentially unsolved, maybe
do we-
solved because he stacked frogs and ran them over with his bike.
He didn't stack.
No, he didn't stack him. He lined them
That was
up
added on.
horizontally.
So how do we?
I'm gonna say no.
how
But I
are we going to
appreciate
end
the
these?
offer.
We didn't come up with a solid plan for that last
Yeah.
time. I'm thinking I could do kind of a redux of the theme song,
Okay.
and that'll fill some time there at the end.
Well, specifically, like, what do I say when it's over? Like, oh, cool.
Hi, please
Oh,
follow
that's
me
all
on
I got.
Twitch. Well, you could do like an outro, like, hey, this is like where you plug your like Twitter, your whatever else, your Twitch, like some people.
Yeah.
Got me a little damp there.
Like you're waiting to do.
No, I'm kidding.
You want? I mean, do you want to go ahead and end this bad boy?
How should we end our podcast, Ethan? Oh, some of you might remember Ethan. All right.
Disrespected. That was on my mic.
Some of you might not remember Ethan. I have to edit most of him out of most episodes. So he's actually been here the whole time.
Like every time he speaks, it's just like, oh, cut
It's like,
that.
we're gonna have to cut that.
Can't say that.
Oh, but,
Women listen to this.
I'm Norm.
Thanks for having
that's-
me, guys.
Let me do that again. Sorry. I'm Black.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This was fun.
Is there a sign off? Do you want to do like a Walter Cronkite
Follow
kind of
me
thing?
on That's the news. That's the news.
I gotta work.
Ethan caught it.
And that's the news.
Everything I say tonight, they're like,
That didn't sound.
Let me try it
I
again.
didn't love it. Yeah. Dude.
News is done.
okay.
Wait, no, Emily, you gotta plug yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Follow me Twitter, Instagram, most importantly Twitch, NJASQRL, Ninja Squirrel.
Can we get that in NATO phonetic? I don't feel like that's going to translate well to this.
What does that mean? I'm not bright. I need you. I need help.
So Ninja Squirrel.
Ninja Squirrel, NJASQRL.
Okay. That'll work. I guess bye. We don't really have a sign off for this yet.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was a good sign off.
There's a survey at the bottom of your seat. I'm going to go ahead and circle it off. If you fill it out, it really helps me out. Keeps my boss off my back. And it also gets you a chance to win $100. Thank you. Goodbye.